So how did you learn to play piano?
I took 8 years of lessons and I hated every second of it. I couldn't do it. And I wasn't learning the fundamental skills. Instead, I was learning these songs by rote, right? And so I wasn't learning the fundamentals. And then my teacher retired after 8 years and I was very not far along. I was really bad. I was a terrible student. My parents had to ground me because I wasn't practicing. And so,
But like I said, when you have to go home to practice, you're all by yourself and you're trying to remember what they're taught you.
and it's no fun. It's not
Right.
fun. Again, you're learning these like shitty songs, excuse me, these
Okay.
really
can
bad.
cuss. Real moms cuss. Anybody
Great.
watching my podcast, we cuss. Yeah.
These like gross, nasty songs that are boring, right?
Right.
You're trying to learn whatever concept you're supposed to be learning that week, whether that's a new rhythm or a new note. You're supposed to be learning that in this song, and then so cool, you master the song, great. But that doesn't mean that you can apply it to other songs. You've only learned that skill in the context of that one specific song. So I just felt like I was learning these songs in isolation, not really understanding the fundamentals, not learning the fundamentals. And so my teacher retired, and then I started going back to my parents' sheet music. They had a bunch of scores for musical theater. They were musical theater lovers, and so they had a bunch of these scores, right? And so I flipped through them, and I was like, and I was like trying to play these songs verbatim, right? And then I found a little phrase that I really enjoyed. And whether that's a pattern in my hands or like whatever it may be, or I just love the harmonies or whatever, I closed the music. This is the key. This is the key here. I started improvising around that phrase. I put that phrase in different musical contexts. I put it in the right hand. I put it in the left hand. I played it backwards. I slowed it down. I sped it up. I changed the time signature. I changed the key. So many different ways for you to massage a phrase and play it in all these different contexts. I was like, cool, that was really fun. And so I kept doing that for years.
Because you're creative like your dad. You just didn't know it.
I didn't know it. And so that type of learning, that very iterative flow state, putting the core concepts in a multitude of contexts, and then being able to apply it to songs, that is the key to MuseFlow. That's the key to my ability to learn how to play piano. Cut to college, I was the only acting major that could play piano. And so all of these musical theater people were coming up to me being like, Pat, I want to play this song. I want to learn this song. I want to prep this song for an audition. And I'm like, cool, throw it in front of me. Let's see what happens. And so they put it in front of me. I'd never seen the song before. And they start singing and I start playing. And it works. I could play that song that I'd never seen before. And I was like, why? How can I do this? And I realized that because of the way that I was learning these like bite-sized chunks, I was pulling them out of musical theater scores. And I was learning those core concepts, these chunks. I was learning them outside the context of a song so that when I saw it in a song, I was able to play it. Whatever key it was in, whatever time signature it was in, I was able to play that chunk. Because music repeats itself all over the place, right? And so these chunks kept repeating all over the place in all these different songs. I could sight read musical theater. And that is one of the main skills that I use in my job.